Sima Movie Recap. Movie summaries you'd love. Subscribe for more movie recaps. Keep watching, like, and share. The film starts with Lydia Tarr getting ready for an interview with Adam Gopnik in New York City. As Lydia is a world-renowned composer-conductor, Gopnik lists off all of her accomplishments, which include being the first female chief conductor of the Berlin Philharmonic. Lydia is currently promoting her upcoming live recording of Gustav Mahler's Fifth Symphony. During the interview, Lydia also talks with Gopnik about her mentorship under Leonard Bernstein and her other influences. Sitting among the audience is Lydia's trusted assistant, Francesca Lentini. In the next scene, Lydia is in a restaurant meeting with Elliot Kaplan, another conductor who manages a program for aspiring female conductors that Lydia founded. Lydia informs him that she is considering expanding the program to male musicians as well. She also talks to him about potentially replacing her assistant conductor, Sebastian Brix, possibly with her personal assistant Francesca. The two also discuss Elliot's own aspirations for conducting. Lydia goes to give a class at Juilliard. She speaks to the head conducting student called Max, and tries to get him to take influence from older composers like Bach. Max declines since he views Bach as a misogynist and isn't comfortable with taking influence from someone that stands against his politics. While Lydia attempts to get the class to separate the artist's works from their personal lives, she makes an insulting comment toward Max, which he responded harshly by storming off the class and calling Lydia a bitch in front of the class before leaving. While in Berlin, Lydia receives a copy of the novel titled Challenge, sent to her by another young conductor called Krista Taylor, who has a past relationship working under Lydia. Francesca also informed Lydia that she has been receiving messages from Krista. For Lydia, the most recent message received was more desperate than before, but Lydia tells Francesca to ignore her and instructs her to delete all the messages. Lydia also disposes of the book when she sees it's from Krista. Lydia returns to her home that she shares with her wife Sharon and their adopted daughter Petra. Sharon tells Lydia that she thinks Petra is having problems at school and that she comes home with bruises on her shins but never talks about it whenever she's asked. The next morning, Lydia takes Petra to school and confronts her bully, the one on red. Petra indicated it was a girl named Johanna. Lydia threatens Johanna with retaliation if she continues to bother Petra and makes it clear she can get away with it because she's an adult. The next time Lydia inquired, Petra confirms that Johanna has stopped bothering her. As Lydia prepares for the upcoming concert recording, she meets a new young orchestra cellist called Olga Metkina, to whom Lydia becomes attracted to. She begins to spend time with her over lunch and invites her over to practice at her home. Francesca goes into Lydia's room, crying and in distress. She shows her an article stating that Krista has committed suicide. Lydia comforts Francesca, but then checks her emails and tries to delete them, as she had repeatedly sabotaged Krista's career by blacklisting her and telling other hopeful mentors and directors to turn her away, citing mental health issues. Krista's emails to Lydia were desperately asking her to fix the problem until she gave up. Lydia goes to meet Sebastian to inform him that she is rotating him and looking for his replacement. He figures she is looking toward Francesca, since Lydia is implied to be attracted to her. Sebastian confronts her by telling her that everybody knows about what Lydia does with young female conductors. When Lydia fires back at him, Sebastian quickly backs down, pleading. Lydia also holds auditions for a replacement cellist, despite seemingly having eyed another woman for the position. She expresses reluctant acceptance at the auditions as the part goes to Olga. Lydia experiences bizarre nightmares, where she is hearing a constant ticking of a metronome, or one where she is jogging and hears a frightful screaming sound. When news of Krista's suicide spreads, Lydia is warned that allegations are being levied against her in relation to the incident. She speaks with a lawyer, who informs her there will be a deposition. After Olga and Lydia rehearsal, Lydia drops Olga off at what is supposedly her home. When she leaves behind a stuffed doll in Lydia's car, Lydia follows her through the alleys to try and find her, but she loses sight of Olga. Lydia then becomes frightened by a dog and makes a run back to her car only to trip, running up the stairs and severely injuring her face and shoulder. The next day, when she returns to continue practicing, she lies and tells people that she was attacked. She then privately meets with Francesca to inform her that she will not be picked as Sebastian's replacement. This made Francesca sad, quitting her job as Lydia's assistant without informing Lydia. Lydia experiences discomfort with her next-door neighbor who is caring for her ailing mother. The neighbor knocks on Lydia's door and requires help in getting her mother back in her wheelchair after she fell and soiled herself, which was unpleasant to Lydia. When Lydia goes to New York for the deposition, she encounters more problems like an edited video from her class at Juilliard taken out of context to make her seem crass and predatory, along with an article in the New York Post about her involvement in Krista's suicide. She is hounded by angry protesters at her book signing, and Olga, whom she brought along, goes off on her own without Lydia. Sharon tries to talk to Lydia about her problems, but concluded that their relationship is transactional and that the only person she cares for besides herself is Petra. At the deposition, was revealed that Francesca sent plaintiffs the emails between Lydia and Krista to expose her. As a result, Elliot drops Lydia as a client. When Lydia tries to meet Petra at school, Sharon comes over to take the girl away from her, ending her relationship with Lydia, despite her pleas. Lydia begins to lose her composure. The landlord tells her that they are trying to sell one of the apartments and are bothered by the music that Lydia plays, so she obnoxiously begins to play and mock the landlord's dead mother. Lydia is later removed from her conductor position, but sneaks into the recording of Mahler's Fifth to rush the stage and tackle her replacement off the podium. She then attempts to conduct on her own, but when Elliot tries to stop her, she attacks him further again until she is pulled off stage by the security guards. Lydia's crisis management team advises her to lay low and restart from the ground up. She travels to her